Hi everyone. This video is for students who are conducting research with me. It's about the way I manage the data in Excel. Of course, this is just my way of doing things. It doesn't mean it's perfect or should be the standard. Okay, it just works for me. So let's get started. First, suppose I find 10 participants and give each person a piece of paper with questions like this for them to answer anonymously, right? You look at this, this is the first person, and then second person, third person, right? Now, after the data collection, now I have to record all the answers onto the spreadsheet, Excel file, right? But before I do that, I have to number these pieces of paper. In other words, every participant should get a number like this. So this is the first person. I'll write number one here, right? And this is the second. That's two, and third. Okay, I write quite ugly. I mean, don't judge me. Uh, Now, why do I do that? Because this way, if I make any mistake when entering the data, I can always come back and check, right? Uh, Now I have a blank Excel spreadsheet here. The first thing to do is to create the case number on the first column. And there are 10 people, so we're going to uh, um, write up to 10 numbers. So case numbers right here, right? One, two, then just highlight these two numbers. Then move your cursor until it becomes toward its corner until it becomes a solid, a small cross, right? And then you drag it up to 10. Now we have 10 cases. Okay. Then I'll give each question a name or label, if we will. The label must be short and precise. So the first question is gender, so I'll just enter gender, right? The second question is the birth year. I'll enter year. No, Tama, I don't directly ask people how old are you, right? Because they might round it up like 29 becomes 30 or 41 becomes 40. So if I have their birth year, I can calculate their ages in no time. The next one is race. That's easy enough. Now, how about the next question? How much do you like pizza? I will just simply put label pizza, right? Then the next question will be peanut, nervous, and happy. Good. Now let's enter the data. So let's check the first case. This is the first case. A female born in 1998. So let's enter it. Female. Now we cannot type words here because everything has to be numbers. So we need to give each gender a number. To make it simple, female is 0. How about that? Male is 1 and other will be 2. Okay. So she's female. She got this 0 and she was born in 1998. Race, let's see. Okay, so we have Asian, Black, Hispanic, White, and other 5 choices, and she's Hispanic. So again, we need to give each race a number. And of course, we want to write it down to remind ourselves in case we forget. Okay, so Asian is 1, Black 2, Hispanic is 3, White is 4, and finally other is 5. And she is 3. Okay, the next 4 questions. 9626 actually likes pizza a lot. Okay, so 9626. Let's see. 9, 6, 2, and 6. Right. So now we complete the first case. We can move on to the next case. until we're done with all the participants, right? So after you enter all the 10 cases, it should look like this. So first we need to calculate the age. So first we need to create a column right next to the birth year right here. So here you select any cell next to this variable, and then this is the home tab. Then you go to insert, click on that one, and insert the sheet columns. Okay, now we have a new column, and I'm going to name this age. Right? Now to calculate the age is really simple. Equal sign, and right now is 2023. You minus this answer and then enter. Then drag it down. Now we have everyone's age. Okay. All right. Now up to this point, the next thing to do actually is supposed to be checking if we have a lot of missing data and come out with a plan to deal with this issue. Some participants, they just like to skip tons of questions, and you will end up getting a lot of blanks, and that's really a pain in the butt, right? But this is beyond the scope of this clip. So, in fact, if you have this issue, you need to contact me. We make appointments and sit down to talk about how to deal with it. Okay, but I mean, right now, let's just skip it. Okay. All right. So now the next thing we have to do might be to take care of the reverse score item. Okay. Not all, but many questionnaires have so-called reverse item. So let's take a look at this questionnaire. See the last two questions? On a scale of 1 to 9, how often do you feel nervous? And then how often do you feel happy? Let's suppose these two questions are from a questionnaire measuring well-being. Then you can see people with a higher well-being, they tend to answer this question nervous lower with lower numbers like 1 or 2, right? And then question 7 with a higher number like 8 or 9, right? In other words, question 6 is a reverse item. This is on a scale of 1 to 9. So now if this person answered 1, then we need to recode it into 9. If it is 2, like this person, then we need to recode it into 8, and so on and so forth, right? Now you might feel overwhelmed. Wow, that's really complicated. What should we do it? It's quite easy. So now this is the variable we want to recode, right? Reverse item. So let's insert a new column. And I like to rename it with a capital R and then nervous, right? To remind myself this is the reverse score, and that this is the one the variable I should include in my analysis. I will highlight it red. How about that? So now how do I recode it? This 2 is supposed to become 8. So equal sign. Now 9 plus 1 is 10. So I use 10 minus the answer and then enter. Now it's 8. 2 becomes 8. It is reversed. And then drag it down. And you can see all the scores are reversed. 9 becomes 1, right? 6 is 4. Okay. Of course, if you have more than one reverse item, now you need to take care of them, right? Now, after all reverse items are taken care of, we can finally calculate the average of a questionnaire. But be careful, okay? Sometimes a questionnaire can have subscales, if you will. So for example, let's come back to this questionnaire, okay? So let's pretend question 4 through 7 are all from a questionnaire measuring well-being, okay? But question number 4 and 6, 4 and 6 are measuring physical well-being, and that's a subscale, right? Then question 5 and 7 together are measuring psychological well-being, and that's another subscale. So if that is the case, you need to calculate the average of each subscale. So how do we do that? First, let's label this. I would say physical. How about that? Physical. Okay, and psychological. I'll just put it right. Okay, so now physical are two items, pizza and nervous, but it should be reverse nervous. Okay, so to get the average, equal sign average parentheses, I select pizza and then comma and then reverse nervous and enter and then drag it down. So now this is the average of this variable, okay, or this subscale, if you will. Okay, do the same thing to the psychological well-being. So average, and now we average peanut and happiness, right? And then drag it down. All right, now after you average all the subscales, you can also average the whole scale. I would just call it well-being, will-be, something like that. So equal average parentheses, and then pizza and peanuts, comma, nervous, reverse, and happiness. Okay, so now that's the average of all the 4 items, if you will. Of course, if the questionnaire you are using doesn't have any subscales, congratulations, so easy. Just calculate the average of the whole questionnaire. Okay. All right, so that's that. Okay, but if you're like me, collating data using Google Forms or other online platforms instead of pieces of paper given to people, then it's a bit easier because Google Forms, they will enter all the data into a spreadsheet automatically for you. But then you still have a lot of cleaning to do. Okay, so let's see how we do this. Um, so this is the Google Forms. And to download the data, you just go to the responses, and that they are 10 people, right? And then move to this 3 dots. Click on that one. It says download responses. You click on that and open it. Now you will see this file is not actually an Excel file because you see this extension is .csv. And that is not the correct form we want to deal with. Okay, so what you need to do is let's open this file. Okay, and then go to file and then save as, browse. I will save it in the download. Okay, let's give it a name, data. Data. Now save as type. You click on that one and make sure you select Excel workbook. Select that. Okay, save. You need to do this step. This is really important because if you don't do that, some of your data or functions will be lost. Okay. Okay, now we need to clean it up because there are a lot of words. We need to turn those words into numbers. The first thing is, you see this one is a timestamp. We don't need that, so let's just select the whole thing and delete it. Okay, delete button. Okay, let's change it to case number. And the same thing, 1, 2, and then go down. Let's make it a little bigger. Okay, so now the second thing is to, well, actually, let's change those labels, shall we? So year, race, pizza, and so on and so forth, right? Now we need to change those into numbers, and we already established the female is 0, male is 1. So of course you can do it one by one, but it's time consuming. You only have 10 cases right here. That's easy. But imagine if you have more than 100, right? So let me teach you a very simple way. Okay, you do this Control F. Okay, now you will see a window popped up. Okay, so now there are two tabs. Click on Replace. Okay, now you highlight the area you want to replace. Then find what? Find female first. And female's coding is 0. And then go to this Replace All and then click on that one. See? Now let's do male. Male is 1. Replace all, right? And then finally other. No, wait. Other is 2. And replace all. Okay, so now so easy, so quick. You change all the words into numbers already. So you do the same thing to race, and also those 9 equals love it, 1 equals hate it, and so on and so forth. Okay, it's the same principle. So that's that. Now, if you still have questions, comments, or maybe you have a better way to handle things, contact me. Let me know. Okay.